Think about them nights we laid there and we were cold and we were hungry and we didn't have stuff. And I know I was really mean, Jan. I'm so sorry for that. I don't know why. It was the hunger.
What?
But whenever stuff is going on and such, that's what I think about. I think about Betty's kids, Betty's girl. I think about Betty. So it's us. Betty. Oh, because that's how CJ told her, I know your first name. He said, what is it? Betty. Yeah.
Thanks for sharing, Sid. Neil.
I think that when I think of someone, if I had to name a person, it would be Felicia Rashad, and I think only because there was the Cosby Show before it was tainted. That was a positive role model of a educated black woman, and she was nice and soft. Well, she kind of had an attitude, but yeah. So I saw her speaking the other day, so I thought about that because when Jen asked me that earlier about a month ago, I didn't have an answer, but I just remember kind of like what I said at church with Sister Stacey when she didn't tell me about Jesus and that they love him unconditionally. I mean, his love was unconditional for me. I think that was a turning point in my life because back then when we were growing up, there was no asking questions. You just dealt with whatever that was given to you. So the times I remember, like in 4th grade when Betty hurt her back, and then I stayed home with her. Stuff like that. I would just call the principal, Miss Spearman, and tell her my mom's not feeling well. Stuff like that. But I don't know. I just think that. I think now in my older life, I think self-talk helps. Prayer helps, devotion helps, but self-talk. Even if I have a bad dream, like the other day I did, and then I said, that's not true. Learning how to speak. Speak back to the enemy when he try to put things in your head. So,
who has to go after that? Jeez, the pressure.
I mean, the question is,
I know what that question is. I say Michelle Obama because I love the way she can dress up, and she's just so classy, but she's still down to earth, and then she just care a whole lot about people.
Have you read her book?
I have.
And you would definitely see her in a different light.
yeah.
That's when you really see the human side of the strength it took and the team it took around her. How she wanted to respond a lot. And,
And just her upbringing.
Yeah.
And
You got it in?
What?
The book.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been
have
finished
it all.
months ago.
Yeah, but I got it.
Tell me what you read.
Got it!
Paraphrase. Audiobooks me.
Yeah. So for me,
I wasn't finished.
Okay.
And like for Ash done had so many surgeries after her accident. She done wrote 2 books. Now she's talking to a director about writing for a real series on TV, and about he want to later do a book about her life. It is just she inspired me a whole lot. And she's talking about opening up her own restaurant.
Yeah.
she could cook.
Yeah, she
I'm better to cook.
Yeah, but she
Oh,
cooks.
well, that is true. Okay. Well, for me, I said Joel Osteen and Oprah Winfrey.
Joel.
Yes,
love Joel.
because Joel
I'm a Charles.
is always about a positive message. Like I listen to him pretty much every morning, and he tells me to keep a positive mindset. Like this world is so crazy and there's so much bad and so much evil, but it's like he highlights all that's good and to just kind of like focus on the good. There's going to be so much bad, and I know you said that's being fake, but it's not. When I say focus on the good, like to me, there's a lot of bad in the world, and it's always going to be bad. So it's just easier or more helpful for me to focus on the good in spite of the bad. And then Oprah, because she had a horrible childhood and a horrible upbringing. And I mean, I'm not saying my childhood was horrible, but I mean there were definitely some challenges. And so I feel like Oprah was able to overcome, all the stuff she went through in her childhood. And now, she's so great, and just to be your best self, and so she just motivates me to want to do my best. I mean, it had been to a fault. I feel like I'm a whole lot better, but just to know that you can do whatever you want, things that you dream that you can do, like, so just work hard and. Yeah, no, this
Can I
therapy
say something for a second?
Look at my therapy. Look at my therapy.
and I want Betty to hear this, I've never thought about my childhood in a negative way. Like I've never thought I think that some people use that as a crutch. Well, I use that as juice, you know, to go and do. There's nothing in this world that nobody can tell me that I cannot do.
Yeah.
You know, so, you know, even with my knees or my sight, then I'll be thinking like I'm gonna do it until I can't see no more, or I'm gonna do it until I can't walk no more. You know, even with my back, you know, stuff like that. So I always use everything as a challenge for me. I'm not the type of person that can think that I can't do anything. And, you know, I just remember one time when Cook was older, she just like, Mom, a lot of times she would say, Mom, how do you do it? How do you do it? And I said, I have no choice. I have no option.
Exactly.
That's not on my list.
Yeah.
That's not an option for me. So I never think about that, but I've met so many people over the years and they say, oh, my childhood, and they don't let it go. But what are you going to do about it?
Right.
Exactly.
I don't have a lot of patience for someone that do not push themselves greater than what somebody said they can't do.
Right.
So
Or they just accept their circumstance and complain. That drives me crazy. Complain about it, but don't
So what are you
change
gonna
it.
do about
It's
it?
like, don't talk to me. I'll give
I
you
can't
one
talk to
time.
you about it.
But then when I see that all you doing is talking, like, I don't want to hear it. I mean,
do
life
that
is
in-
hard. It's tough, but I mean, you just gotta keep pushing.